Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel. So pumped for this cook today because we're actually gonna do another multi-day kind of project here. If you remember when we did the brisket a few weeks ago, that was kind of an overnight thing, super long cook. We're doing another super long cook today, but we're doing it for a reason you might not expect. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I've made a couple of smoked pork butts already, but today we're gonna make another one, but we're gonna use it for a very different purpose. So we've done just eating it kind of like it is. We've done sandwiches with that Carolina barbecue sauce, but today we're gonna smoke this pork butt until it's absolutely perfect, and then we're going to make, get this, smoked, loaded pork butt baked potatoes. That's right, just wrap your mind around that for a second. We've got a really long cook ahead of us. At least I do. So it's time to get started. All right, here I have an 11-pound bone-in pork butt. This giant chunk of pork comes from Strip District Meats. You hear me talk about them all the time. They are located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but they ship nationwide. Go to their website, stripdistrictmeats.com, and you can order something just like this. Now, if I were gonna smoke this and then maybe like cut it into steaks or something, then I would probably wanna trim some of this fat, but because I'm just gonna pull it in the end, I don't really care about the fat, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. You can see I've got it here in this foil pan, and that is intentional. We'll talk about why when we get it over to the smoker. So you know that I'm a fan of a good liberal amount of seasoning. I've done all kinds of different rubs on pork butt before. Today's gonna be actually very simple because when we eventually make these baked potatoes, there's gonna be a lot of different flavors going on. So I'm gonna keep this pretty simple. So first I'm gonna apply a binder to this pork butt, and that's really just to help the seasonings to really just kind of stick on there. And you could use mustard, you could use Worcestershire sauce. I am going to use just a little bit of olive oil. Just put that on there, and just gonna rub that on. Now you'll notice I'm not messing with the fat cap, and that's just something I'm gonna try. I'm gonna leave the fat cap exactly as it is. Now for, I told you, our very, very simple seasoning, and that is salt. Get those sides, ladies and gentlemen. You know the deal. And one of my new favorites, coarse ground black pepper. That's it, salt and pepper. Told you, super simple. I am gonna go a little heavy with the pepper just because I'm really looking for a bark. Some in my hand there for the side. All right, and that's pretty much done. Again, very, very simple. Just a nice little coating of olive oil, salt and pepper. That is it. All right, let's head over to the smoker and talk about how we're gonna do this. Okay, let's talk about how we're gonna make this pork butt. So I have my Pit Boss Platinum Lockhart. It's fired up to 250 degrees, and I'm gonna smoke this right here in the main chamber on the Lockhart. Now, because this is such a large pork butt, I'm going to have to cook it for quite a while. Now, at 250, I usually estimate that it's gonna take about an hour and a half per pound, maybe an hour 15, just depending on the smoke distribution inside the smoker. So I'm gonna put it in there at that temperature for about 6 or 7 hours, and then I'm gonna crank the temperature up just a little bit to 275 and kind of ride it out until that final temperature is about 201, 202 degrees. Now the Lockhart does come with 2 meat probes, and I'm gonna use both of those today on either end of the pork butt so that I could get a really good general idea of what that actual temperature is and how it's being distributed across the meat. And that'll tell me if I need to come out and turn it or anything like that. Now the pork butt is gonna be in a foil pan the entire time, and that's because I really wanna capture those juices, because those juices, well, first off, they're gonna make it even kind of more moist and juicier and so much easier to just pull right apart. Also, you can do a lot with that juice. You can make a gravy with it, but it's really, really awesome to just pull it while it's sitting in its own juices for a delicious pulled pork. And last but certainly not least, today I'm smoking using my favorite pellets ever, the Pit Boss Competition Blend pellets. They are the most versatile, all-around, amazing pellet that I've ever tried. They have such a great blend of different woods. You could use it for desserts, you could use it for appetizers, you could use it for entrees. Really anything you want, you can use the Competition Blend. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's get this on the smoker. All right, here we go. Got my meat probes here, one on each side. All right, there we go. I mean, there's literally nothing else that I got to do right now except just wait. And I know I hate to wait, I know you hate to wait, but Fortunately, you don't have to wait very long because the finished product is going to be coming up next. All right, welcome back. So it is the next day, and that pork butt yesterday took about 10 hours. And you know I said that it was going to be a little bit longer, but you always kind of want to play these things by ear, because really what I was going for was that internal temperature. After about that 6-hour mark, I did crank the temperature up to 275, and that allowed it to finish up in right at about 10 hours. Before we go on, I did manage to sneak out and take a little bit of video of what it looked like, so check this out. Listen, I know that all you can think about is the beauty of that pork butt, but I need you to come here to these potatoes now, and I promise you, the pulled pork will be back. So I have these 4 restaurant-style baking potatoes, and I'm not gonna do a ton to these. In fact, I'm gonna do kind of what I did to the pork butt, just a little bit differently. So to start, I'm gonna take each potato, and I'm gonna just kind of poke holes in it with a fork, just sort of all over. And this is so that, well, for a couple reasons. First, so that the steam can kind of escape as they cook, but then also so that they can actually absorb some more of that smoke flavor. Just kind of want to do this all over. All right, there's one. Go ahead and do the rest of these here. Okay, that process is done. Now, I did neglect to mention one thing, and that is that before I brought these out here, I did clean them really, really well and dry them really, really well. And that's important because A, you do want to remove any sort of dirt or anything like that that could be on the outside of these potatoes, but also you want to remove some of that starch, that extra starch that's on there just naturally, and just giving them a good wash and dry will take care of that. All right, now, very, very simply, we're going to prepare these for the smoker. And I'm going to start with some olive oil. Oh, I got it on my table. Hold, please. Okay, so now with the olive oil drizzled on the potatoes, I'm gonna do pretty much exactly what I did to the pork butt and just sort of rub it in there, and just so that the whole thing is coated with that really light layer of olive oil. All right, now at this point, I could just use regular salt, which is what a lot of people would do. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's classic, but I did get a new Pit Boss rub that I want to try that's mostly salt and pepper and garlic based, just for the outside of these. And that is the Pit Boss Chop House Steak Rub. You can see it's kind of a coarser rub there, but I think this is gonna turn out really, really nicely on these potatoes. Oh, not to mention it smells amazing. All right, just gonna apply this on there. Just all over. I know that it does not appear that a lot is sticking, but just wait a second and I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right, now I'm gonna take each potato and just sort of roll it around here on the board just to collect more of that seasoning. I don't need to go crazy on the seasoning because, again, the real flavor is gonna come from what we put inside these baked potatoes. All right, and there we have our potatoes ready for the smoker. All right, back at the Lockhart. This time we are at 225 degrees. I'm gonna put these potatoes right on the grates, just like that. Now you'll probably notice that I have separated them on equal sides of the closed flame shield, and that is just because that area does tend to be a little bit hotter, and I just want them to cook evenly. All right, those potatoes are on. They're gonna be on there for what I'm imagining is gonna be about 2 hours or so, and I'm gonna use my other meat thermometer that I have to just kind of test the tenderness and the doneness of them, and that's how I'm just gonna know that they're done. So let me tell you what the process is from here. So once these potatoes have been on for about 1 hour and 15 minutes, I'm gonna go inside and grab my pulled pork in the pan, and I'm gonna put it in the upper smoking chamber here on the Lockhart. Now the upper smoking chamber runs usually about 100 degrees less than what's happening down here. I'm gonna make sure that my 2 levers here on the side are open so that more smoke and heat can get up into the chamber. Not only is that gonna heat it back up, but it's also going to re-render that fat. Once that's up top, I'm gonna grab some slices of bacon. We're gonna put those directly on the grates here in the lower chamber and cook those, which is gonna take about the same amount of time as it will to finish the potatoes at 225 degrees. And once all that's done, we're gonna be ready to build these insane pulled pork baked potatoes. So I'll see you when it's time to put our pulled pork in the upper chamber and our bacon down below. All right, it's been about 1 hour and 15 minutes. The potatoes are coming along nicely. So now it's time to get my pulled pork up into the upper smoking chamber on the Lockhart. I realize you haven't even seen the pulled pork yet. Here is the pulled pork. That's what it looks like. I mean, 100%. I ate some of this last night and it was so good. I'm in the kitchen saying, holy smokes. Camera's not even on, but holy smokes, that was good. All right, let's put this up top. Okay, we'll leave that there. Now, I'm not gonna need a lot of bacon here, only about 4 slices. Hey guys, nice to see you again. Just gonna lay these on, like so. So I'm gonna leave that on there just till the bacon's done, then I'm gonna take it off and chop it up. But listen, we are in the home stretch. See you in a bit. All right, it is finally time. Here is our smoked baked potato. All right, it's been a long time. I'm ready to get started on building this. So I'm going to end to end cut into this about 3/4 of the way through. Just like that. Oh, it's so soft inside. It's very hot. Now I'm gonna open it up. Oh man, gosh. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Grab a fork here. And with it open, I'm just gonna sort of press into it a little bit, just to kind of start to give myself a little more cushion to add things here. There we go. And now it's time to load some stuff into this potato. First, some butter, just like that. Next, some freshly grated cheese, followed by an amazing helping of that gorgeous pulled pork. Oh man. Next, some of my favorite barbecue sauce, which is the Pit Boss Sweet Heat barbecue sauce. Is gonna give it a little bit of sweetness to it. Put that on there like that. Next, what would any baked potato be without some sour cream right on the top? I don't think I forgot about it, but that smoked bacon. Oh man. Put a few fresh sliced jalapenos on there. And finally, just a little parsley. And there you have it. Whoa, look at this. Oh my gosh. This looks incredible. Okay, now this might be a little bit ridiculous, I get it, but it's going to taste incredible. And if you got the time, why not just do something like this? But right now, I'm done talking because I gotta try this incredible smoked loaded baked potato. So here we go. I wanna get some of everything on here, which is not the easiest thing to do. Oh man, there we go. I got potato, pork, bacon, jalapeno, sour cream, cheese, butter. Oh my Lord, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my gosh, that is some intense flavor. Oh man, the barbecue sauce kind of sort of cancels out some of the heat of the jalapeno because of the sweetness. The potato is nice and soft. That pulled pork, I mean, come on. Mmm. Woo! Holy smokes, that is good. You know one of the best parts about this is that a lot of it was smoked. The potato was smoked. The pork was smoked. The bacon was smoked. It really gives it an excellent flavor of smoke all over. Okay, this is definitely like top 5 things I've ever made here on the channel. You've got to try this. And also, this is like hearty enough to be an entire meal. You don't really need anything else with this. Well, hey, listen, I got some family members inside that have no idea what's about to hit them when I walk in with this. But thank you so much for tuning in to the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel. If you like this video, make sure that you give us a thumbs up, click on that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And in case you didn't know, we are currently running a contest here on the channel where you could win some free Holy Smokes swag. We're doing that to celebrate 1,000 subscribers here on the channel. And if you want to know how to win, all you got to do is watch this video right here. I describe in detail how to enter the contest, and we're going to choose our winners next week. So watch the video, sign up for the contest, and I'll see you next time.